The funeral home smell still clung to my clothes when I found it. 3 days after burying my wife Natasha, I was sorting through her closet, tears blurring my vision as I touched her favorite leather jacket. That's when the envelope fell out, cream-colored, sealed with red wax, my name written in her handwriting. Christopher, open only if I die suspiciously. My hands trembled. The coroner said carbon monoxide poisoning. Faulty heater in her office. Accidental. But Natasha was meticulous about maintenance. She'd just had that heater serviced 2 weeks ago. I had the receipt. I broke the seal. Inside was a single sheet of paper, a USB drive, and a key. The letter read, Christopher, if you're reading this, they got to me. Account #8472916, Cayman International Bank, $12,034,890. Password, Our First Dance 2019. Do not access it yet. First, call FBI agent Sylvia Humphrey. Her card is in my jewelry box under the false bottom. Tell her Lighthouse Protocol. She'll know. Trust no one else. Not your brother. Not my sister. Not our friends. They are watching. The USB has everything, but you need protection first. I loved you more than you knew. I'm sorry for the secrets. N. I sat on our bedroom floor, the letter shaking in my grip. $12 million? FBI? Lighthouse Protocol? We were middle-class people. Natasha worked in hospital administration. I managed a bookstore. We drove a 10-year-old Honda. What the hell had my wife been involved in? The doorbell rang. Through the window, I saw my brother Dion's car. But something felt wrong now. Everything felt wrong. I shoved the letter under our mattress as Dion's knocking grew insistent. Mark. Open up, man. I brought food. His voice carried that edge, the one he used when he wanted something. I'd never noticed it before. Now it grated against my nerves like sandpaper. I opened the door. Dion pushed past me, carrying Chinese takeout, his eyes scanning the room. You look like hell. You eating? Sleeping? He set the bags on the kitchen counter, but his attention stayed fixed on the bedroom doorway. I'm managing, I said, watching him. Really watching. Listen, about Natasha's life insurance. You file the claim yet? I can help with paperwork. I know a guy who expedites these things. He moved toward the bedroom. Let me grab some plates from. I got it. I blocked his path. Something flickered in his eyes. Annoyance. Fear. Christopher, I'm just trying to help. I know. Thanks for the food. I need to rest though. I practically pushed him out. The moment the door closed, I sprinted to the bedroom. The jewelry box sat on Natasha's dresser, cherry wood, ornate, a gift from her grandmother. I'd watched her put earrings in it 1,000 times. Never knew about a false bottom. My fingers found the tiny latch inside. The bottom panel lifted. Agent Sylvia Humphrey's FBI card lay there, along with a burner phone and another note. If you're reading this before calling Sylvia, someone's already pressuring you about money. That's how I'll know they're compromised. Call her now. N. The Chinese food smell made me nauseous. Dion had asked about insurance within 72 hours of Natasha's death. My brother. My only family. I dialed Sylvia Humphrey from the burner phone, hands slick with sweat. She answered on the first ring. Who is this? Christopher Cantrell. My wife was. Lighthouse Protocol. She cut me off. Don't say another word. Are you home? Yes. Alone? Now, yes. My brother just left. Silence. Then, Dion Cantrell, 34, works in pharmaceutical sales. Her voice had gone cold. Don't let him back in. I'm 20 minutes away. Put the USB drive somewhere he wouldn't think to look. Not obvious hiding spots. Somewhere connected to a private memory only you and Natasha shared. Do it now. Stay on the line. I stumbled to the kitchen, my mind racing. Private memory. Our honeymoon in Savannah, We'd gotten food poisoning from bad oysters. Natasha had laughed about it for years. I unscrewed the battery compartment of the kitchen smoke detector, the one she'd made me install after that trip because she'd become paranoid about fire safety. I wedged the USB inside and sealed it. "Done," I whispered. "Good. Make coffee. Act normal. I'm pulling into your complex now. When I knock, I'll say I'm investigating environmental hazards in the building. Play along." 3 minutes later, she knocked. Agent Humphrey looked nothing like I expected. Mid-40s, petite, wearing a Home Depot vest and carrying a clipboard. She spoke loudly. "Sir, we're checking carbon monoxide detectors following the recent incident. May I come in?" I let her in. She swept the apartment with a device, checking for bugs. Finding three listening devices in my home. She wrote on her clipboard, "Pack a bag. You're not safe here." "Who killed my wife?" I asked aloud, past caring about whoever was listening. Agent Humphrey's eyes met mine. "Your wife was our informant. And your brother sold her out." Agent Humphrey drove me to a safe house in Silver Spring, a nondescript townhouse that smelled like stale coffee and secrets. Inside, another agent, a tall black man named Rodriguez, was setting up computer equipment. Sylvia locked the door behind us, then pulled out her phone. "Before we go further, you need to see something. Natasha recorded this 2 weeks before she died." She pressed play. My wife's face filled the screen. She was in her car, parked somewhere dark. "Christopher, if you're watching this with Sylvia, then I'm gone. I need you to understand why I kept secrets." Tears streaked her makeup. 6 months ago, I discovered my hospital was cooking the books. Not just normal fraud, we're talking millions in Medicare billing. Fake patients, phantom procedures. I started documenting everything. She looked directly into the camera. "The administrator, Harold Vance, is connected to something bigger. A network laundering money through multiple hospitals. When I told him I was going to the FBI, he laughed. Said I'd never make it that far. That's when I knew." The video cut to different footage, surveillance from what looked like a parking garage. Dion was there, talking to a man in a suit. Harold Vance. My brother was shaking Vance's hand, accepting an envelope. "That was filmed 3 weeks ago," Sylvia said. "Your brother's been reporting your wife's movements to them. His $80,000 in gambling debt. They offered to clear it if he kept tabs on Natasha. He told them about her FBI meetings. Her evidence gathering. Everything." I couldn't breathe. He killed her. Not directly, but he told them when she'd be working late. Alone. The heater wasn't faulty, Christopher. Someone tampered with it. I vomited in the trash can. My brother. My little brother who I'd raised after our parents died. Rodriguez inserted the USB drive into an air-gapped computer. Files bloomed across the screen, spreadsheets, emails, photographs, bank statements. Natasha had been thorough. Obsessively thorough. "Jesus Christ," Rodriguez muttered. "This is bigger than we thought." Sylvia leaned forward. "Talk to me." She's got documentation of a medical fraud network spanning 12 states. 37 hospitals. They're billing Medicare for procedures that never happened, then laundering the money through shell companies. "Look at this," he pulled up a spreadsheet. "They've stolen over $400 million in the last 4 years. I found my voice. The $12 million in the Cayman account." "Natasha skimmed it," Sylvia said. "She created a phantom company within their system and redirected funds. She was building a war chest, gathering evidence, and creating leverage. Smart woman. If they came after her, she could threaten to expose where their money went. But they killed her anyway. They didn't know about the account. Not until after. Your brother told them Natasha mentioned insurance. They've been tearing apart her office, her computer, looking for it. That's why they had him visit you. They needed to search your house." Rodriguez pulled up an audio file. She recorded a meeting with Vance. "You need to hear this." Harold Vance's oily voice filled the room. Ms. Cantrell, you're making a terrible mistake. There are people involved in this, powerful people, who don't take kindly to threats. I'm trying to protect you. Natasha's voice, steady and cold. You mean people like Judge Marilyn Foster? Senator Thomas Brennan? I've documented their connections. I have photographs of them at your fundraisers. I have bank transfers. You're not protecting me, Harold. You're threatening me. You can't prove anything. Watch me. That conversation happened 5 days before she died. I buried my face in my hands. She'd been so brave. So alone. The burner phone Sylvia gave me rang at 2 a.m. Dion's number. She nodded. Answer it, her eyes said. Rodriguez started tracing the call. Christopher, where are you, man? I came by the apartment. You're not there. His voice carried an edge of panic I'd never heard before. I needed to get away. Too many memories. Where though? I'm worried about you. You're not thinking straight. Listen, about Natasha's things. Did she leave any passwords? Bank information? I'm trying to help settle her accounts. My stomach turned. Why would you need her passwords? Just being practical, bro, making sure everything's handled. A pause. You find anything unusual in her stuff? Papers, files, anything about work? I looked at Sylvia. She held up a written note. Keep him talking. Like what? I don't know. She seemed stressed before she died. Distracted. I thought maybe she left notes about what was bothering her. His voice dropped. Christopher, if she was into something bad, you need to tell me. I can help fix it. Fix what, Dion? Don't play stupid. Did she have money stashed somewhere? Information? There are people asking questions, and I can't, he caught himself. I mean, we need to be careful. Who's asking questions? Nobody. Forget it. Just come home. We're family. We stick together. Like you stuck with Natasha. The words erupted from me. Like you reported her movements to Harold Vance. Like you helped them murder my wife for $80,000. The line went dead silent. Then, they're listening, aren't they? The FBI. Christopher, you don't understand. I hung up. Rodriguez looked up from his computer. Got him. He's at a parking lot outside Mercy General Hospital. Your wife's hospital. Sylvia placed a small device on the table. We need you to meet with Dion. Wearing a wire. Get him to confess on tape. He's my brother. He's an accomplice to murder. Her voice softened. Christopher, I know this is hell. But we need his testimony to nail Vance and the others. Dion's the weak link. He's scared. If we can flip him, we can bring down the entire network. I thought about Natasha in her car, alone, recording that video. Knowing she might die. Being brave anyway. What do I say to him? Tell him you found the money. That you'll split it with him if he tells you the truth about what happened. Appeal to his greed. His fear. Make him believe you're on his side. Rodriguez fitted the wire against my chest. Don't be a hero. Just get him talking. We'll be listening a block away. If things go bad, say I need some air and we'll move in. I called Dion back. Meet me at Dad's gravesite. 1 hour. Just us. I found what they're looking for. Christopher. 1 hour. Come alone, or I disappear with everything. The cemetery was fog-shrouded, like something from a horror movie. Dion was already there, pacing by our father's headstone. He looked terrible, hollow-eyed, unshaven, 20 pounds lighter than a month ago. You look like I feel, I said. He spun around. Did you bring it? The account information. Tell me what happened first. The truth. Christopher, there's no time. Make time. My voice echoed across the graves. She was my wife. Your sister-in-law. We barbecued together. She helped you move. She baked you a birthday cake every year. And you sold her out. Why? His face crumpled. I never meant for her to die. I swear to God, Christopher. They said they just needed to know her schedule. Said they'd scare her into backing off. Dion sat on the ground, his back against our father's headstone. In the dim light, he looked like the scared kid I'd raised after Mom and Dad's accident. But that kid was gone. Maybe he'd never existed. I got in deep with the wrong people, he started. Online poker, sports betting. Started small, but it snowballed. Before I knew it, I owed $80,000 to some serious guys. Not break your legs guys, kill your whole family guys. So you sold out Natasha. I didn't know what she was doing at first. Harold Vance approached me at a hospital fundraiser. Said he heard I had financial troubles. Offered to help, just keep an ear out for anything unusual Natasha mentioned about work. I thought he was worried about a lawsuit or something. It seemed harmless. Harmless. I spat the word. Then Natasha started acting different. Secretive. Working late. I mentioned it to Vance, and he got intense. Started pressing me for details. Where she went. Who she met with. He cleared my debt. Christopher. 80 grand. Gone. But then he wanted more. You told them she was meeting with the FBI. I followed her once. Saw her with someone official looking. When Vance asked, I thought, his voice broke. I thought they'd just confront her. Try to make a deal. I never imagined they'd kill her. You have to believe me. Do I? I crouched down to his level. Because after she died, you came straight to my apartment asking about money. About insurance. That wasn't brotherly concern. That was you looking for evidence Vance needed. Dion's eyes widened. His threatening me. Said if I didn't find what Natasha had on them, they'd pin her death on me. Make it look like I killed her for insurance money. I'm trapped. Christopher. We're both trapped now. A car door slammed nearby. Dion jumped up. Did you bring someone? No. But 3 men emerged from the fog. Harold Vance led them, flanked by 2 guys who screamed private security. Vance smiled, and it was the most terrifying thing I'd ever seen. Touching reunion, Vance said, his voice smooth as silk over razor blades. The grieving widow, the treacherous brother. Very dramatic. Though I have to say, Christopher, the FBI wire you're wearing ruins the authenticity. My blood froze. Dion looked at me with absolute betrayal. You wired up. You were recording me. Vance's security guys moved closer. One pulled out a handheld scanner, the kind that detects electronics. I need some air, I said loudly, hoping Sylvia was listening. Too late for code words. Vance gestured, and one of his guys ripped open my shirt. The wire clattered to the ground. He crushed it under his heel. Did you really think we wouldn't be monitoring police frequencies? We have people everywhere, Christopher. Judges, cops, politicians. Your FBI friends are good, but we're better connected. You killed my wife. Your wife was a thief. She stole from us. She threatened to destroy a very lucrative operation that employs hundreds of people and generates millions in revenue. She was a problem that needed solving. He said it so casually, like discussing pest control. She was documenting your crimes. Crimes? Vance laughed. We're redistributing wealth from a bloated government system. Medicare fraud is a victimless crime. The money was going to waste anyway. Dion found his voice. You said you wouldn't hurt anyone. You promised. You're not in a position to lecture me about promises, Dion. You've been paid well for your services. Though I must say, your loyalty is impressively cheap. $80,000 to betray your family? I've paid more for cars. Something changed in Dion's face. Shame crystallized into something harder. I made a mistake. Yes, you did. And now you're both liabilities. Vance nodded to his security. Take them to the warehouse. We'll stage it as a suicide pact. Grief-stricken brother and guilt-ridden husband. Very tragic. That's when the floodlights hit us, and Sylvia Humphrey's voice boomed over megaphone, FBI. Drop your weapons. Chaos erupted. Vance's security guys reached for their guns, but red laser sights dotted their chests. At least 15 FBI agents materialized from behind tombstones, from behind trees, from seemingly nowhere. Rodriguez had one of the security guys on the ground in seconds. Sylvia walked up to Vance, her badge held high. Harold Vance, you're under arrest for conspiracy to commit murder, Medicare fraud, money laundering, and threatening federal witnesses. She smiled. We got every word. The wire Christopher wore? That was bait. We've been recording from 8 different directions. Vance's face went purple. You can't prove anything. I have the best lawyers in. We have Natasha Cantrell's evidence. Every document, every recording, every transaction. And thanks to your little monologue just now, we have you confessing to murder on tape. You're done. They zip-tied Vance's hands. As they walked him past me, he leaned close. You think this is over? I'm one man. There are others. Bigger names. They won't let this evidence see daylight. Your wife died for nothing. I grabbed his collar. Say her name. What? Her name was Natasha. Say it. Admit what you did to Natasha. For the first time, fear crossed his face. Natasha Cantrell, I ordered the hit on Natasha Cantrell. She was going to expose us, and I had her killed. Is that what you want to hear? Yeah. I let him go. That's exactly what I want to hear. And so did the recording devices. They dragged him away. Dion stood frozen, watching everything with blank eyes. Sylvia approached him. Dion Cantrell, you're also under arrest. However, if you cooperate fully, testify against Vance and everyone involved, we can discuss a plea deal. You'll do time, but nowhere near what you'd face if you fight this. Will I see Christopher again? His voice was small, childlike. I answered before Sylvia could. No. You're dead to me. The brother I knew wouldn't have done this. Whoever you are now, I don't want to know you. He nodded, tears streaming. I'm sorry. God, Christopher, I'm so sorry. Tell it to Natasha's grave. The FBI safe house felt different now. Not safe, nothing felt safe anymore, but purposeful. Sylvia spread files across the table. Natasha's investigation had cracked open something massive. 37 hospitals in the network, she explained. But your wife found something we missed. Look at these transactions. She pointed to highlighted entries. The money isn't just being laundered. It's being funneled into political campaigns. Senator Thomas Brennan received $2.3 million through shell companies. Judge Marilyn Foster got $1.8 million. 12 other officials across 6 states. Rodriguez pulled up photos from fundraising galas. These people aren't just connected to the fraud, they're protecting it. Brennan chairs the Senate Healthcare Committee. Foster has dismissed 4 previous fraud investigations. They've built a system where they investigate themselves and find nothing wrong. How deep does this go? We're still unraveling it. But Christopher, your wife was the only person brave enough to collect this evidence. Hospital administrators are terrified to speak out. Doctors look the other way. She risked everything because it was right. Sylvia handed me a sealed letter. We found this in her safety deposit box. She wanted you to have it if anything happened. My hands shook as I opened it. Natasha's handwriting filled the page. My love, if you're reading this, then I failed to stop them in time. I'm sorry for the secrets. I'm sorry I couldn't tell you what I was doing. I couldn't risk you being involved. You would have tried to protect me, to talk me out of it, and I couldn't allow that. This needed to be done. The money in the Cayman account, it's yours now. Use it to heal. Use it to live the life we dreamed about. Or use it to continue what I started. The choice is yours. I hope you choose peace over vengeance. I hope you find love again, happiness again. But if you can't let this go, if you need to fight, then fight smart. The USB has everything, but there's more. Safety deposit box 847 at First National, under the name Sarah Martinez. Password: remember Savannah. Inside is evidence against the bigger players, the ones Vance protects. The senators, the judges, the CEOs. I couldn't get it to the FBI before they came for me. 3 months later, I sat in a Senate hearing room, cameras everywhere, preparing to testify. Senator Brennan's committee was supposed to investigate Medicare fraud. Instead, they'd become complicit in it. But today, that changed. Agent Humphrey had worked miracles. The evidence from Natasha's safety deposit box, combined with Dion's testimony and the recording of Vance's confession, had triggered a massive investigation. 5 senators were implicated. 2 judges. Dozens of hospital administrators. The media called it the largest Medicare fraud case in history. Senator Brennan sat at the center of the committee table, his face carved from stone. He didn't know yet that we had documents proving he'd received millions in laundered funds. That surprise would come during questioning. Mr. Cantrell, thank you for appearing today. His voice dripped false sympathy. I understand you've suffered a terrible loss. Your wife's death was a tragedy. It was murder, I corrected. Premeditated, calculated murder. And you helped cover it up. The room erupted. Brennan pounded his gavel. Mr. Cantrell, you will refrain from baseless accusations. Baseless. I pulled out a folder. Sylvia had coached me for this moment. I have bank statements showing $2.3 million in illegal contributions to your campaign. I have emails between you and Harold Vance discussing protecting the operation. I have recordings of you telling Vance that my wife was becoming a problem that needed handling. His face went white. You can't. I can. Because my wife spent 6 months documenting your crimes. She recorded everything. Photographed everything. And now the FBI has everything. I looked directly into the cameras. Natasha Cantrell was a whistleblower murdered for exposing corruption that goes to the highest levels of government. She died because people like Senator Brennan value profit over lives. Security tried to remove me, but Sylvia stepped forward, flashing her badge. Mr. Cantrell is under federal protection as a witness. He stays. The hearing devolved into chaos. By that evening, Brennan had resigned. Judge Foster was disbarred. 6 other officials were indicted. The news cycle exploded with Natasha's story. Her face was everywhere. Her courage, her sacrifice. Finally, people knew her name. 1 year later, I stood at Natasha's grave with fresh flowers. Lilies, her favorite. The headstone now read, Natasha Cantrell, beloved wife, courageous whistleblower. She stood for truth. The $12 million sat in a charitable foundation I'd created in her name. The Natasha Cantrell Foundation for Healthcare Transparency. We funded whistleblower protections, investigated medical fraud, helped families affected by healthcare corruption. Every dollar she'd stolen from criminals now fought to prevent others from suffering. Dion was serving 8 years in federal prison. He'd testified against everyone, helped bring down the network. I'd received 1 letter from him, apologetic, pathetic, begging for forgiveness I couldn't give. I never responded. Some betrayals can't be forgiven, only survived. Harold Vance got life without parole. Senator Brennan faced 20 years. Judge Foster lost everything. 37 hospitals were under federal oversight. Hundreds of millions in stolen funds were being recovered. Agent Humphrey became a friend. We had coffee monthly, discussing cases, keeping Natasha's mission alive. She'd told me that Natasha had been terrified but determined. She said you'd understand eventually. That you'd forgive her for the secrets. I forgave her. How could I not? She'd sacrificed everything to expose corruption that would have continued destroying lives. She'd been a hero, and I'd been too blind to see it while she lived. My phone buzzed. A message from Rodriguez, Another hospital administrator just came forward with evidence. 5 more hospitals connected to the network. The Foundation's work is making waves. I smiled at Natasha's grave. Hear that, baby? We're winning. Your fight isn't over, it's just getting started. Wind rustled through the cemetery trees. Somewhere, a bird sang. Life continued, painful and beautiful and worth fighting for. I touched her headstone one last time. I love you. I'm sorry I couldn't protect you. But I promise, I won't let them forget what you did. Your truth is out there now. It can't be silenced. Walking away, I felt lighter. Not healed, healing takes time, but purposeful. Natasha had left me more than money. She'd left me a mission, a reason to keep going. The Foundation's office waited. Cases to review. Whistleblowers to protect. Corruption to expose. The work never ended, but neither did the importance of doing it. I'd found justice for my wife. Now I'd spend my life fighting for justice for everyone else.